This is teaching for women. So, Christian women, this is exactly what Testament of Reuben woman looks like. Okay? The book of Enoch tells you that the fallen angel Azazel taught the women to adorn themselves, to beautify the eyelids, to paint their face, so that the men would lust after them, and then much ungodliness, sin occurred. Testament of Reuben, chapter 2. Women are evil, my children, because they cannot force a man openly. They use wiles to seduce them, to bend them to their will, first deceiving their own minds to thinking that they're more beautiful than they are. They instill the poison. They paint their face, they adorn them outwards of themselves, using wiles to seduce men, just like this woman's doing. Even with her little caption, Testament of Reuben, chapter 2, woman to the T. The Bible tells women that they are not to adorn themselves for a reason, because Testament of Reuben chapter 2 tells you that women fornicate more than men. And every woman that uses those wiles is reserved for eternal punishment, just like Revelations 2 talks about Jezebel, who painted her face and plaited her hair to manipulate men. She did that right before they were going to kill her. She knew that. She tried to manipulate men. By painting her face, plaiting her hair. She was thrown out a window and eaten by dogs. She wasn't worth burying. Revelations 2:20. Whoever suffers that Jezebel, who caused his servants to fornicate and bow to the image of Baal, that is the hippie Jesus guy. 2 Thessalonians 2, man of perdition that sits in the people's temple now, proclaiming to be God, because Christians elevated him to be the Most High, who they worship over the Father with their pagan idolatry. December 25th on the winter solstice, Jeremiah 10, where they cut a tree out from the forest, bring it in their house, nail it down so it doesn't topple over, and deck it. Deck the halls. How the heathen worship. What got the original branches cut off in the first place in Romans 11. And he warns you, if you do the same sin, being a wild branch, he didn't spare the original branches. Why is he going to spare you? Hosea 2:2, plead with your mother. She is not my wife. She's not the bride. She has whoredoms between her breasts, the crucifix. Making the uncorruptible God into an image of a corruptible man. And they're creepy things. Romans 1. First Timothy 2, women are not to adorn themselves, but be shamefaced. That means without makeup. Jeremiah 4:30. He tells you painting your face is vanity. It's bearing false witness, and it's covetousness, breaking the commandments of God. That is sin. 2 Timothy 3, woman. This know also that in the last days perilous time shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Selfie queens. Look at me, how beautiful and seductive I am. What this woman is doing. And then her caption, since I've been saved, that not a day has gone by since I do not desire more of him. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affections, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent fears, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. So repeating with Romans 1, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. If you want to enter into life, you got to keep the commandments of God. You got to love him and keep his commandments. You got to love your neighbor as yourself. These are the two magnified commandments in the law that the prophets told us that Yeshua would bring us. Deuteronomy 18:15 through 19. Yeshua would bring us everything desired at Horeb in the day of the assembly, the holy covenants, to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Deuteronomy chapter 6, the 10 commandments. Abide in my love, he says, as I abide in my Father's love. The love of God is to keep the commandments of God. 1 John 5, verse 3. Abide in my love as I abided in my Father's love. He kept the commandments of God. He ate clean. He loved his neighbor. Keep my commandments, he says, as I kept my Father's commandments, and his commandments were his Father's commandments. The two magnified commandments in the law. What Isaiah 42:21 tells you, he was well pleased for his righteousness' sake. The righteousness of God is the 10 commandments. He would magnify the law and make it honorable. You don't have to stone your neighbor to death when they sin. Now you can use your mouth and rebuke them. Because a worthy sacrifice unto Jehovah is communication now. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16. And the wrath of God comes to the children of disobedience. This is not a Proverbs 31 woman. No, this is a Testament of Reuben chapter 2 woman. A Jezebel woman. That she needs to repent. Revelations chapter 2, verse 20, notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and seduce my servants to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and with them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. And I will kill her children with death. And all the churches shall know that I am he which searches the reins and the hearts. And I will give unto every one of you according to your works.